Good evening and welcome to Chatham, Ontario, live on the St. Thomas Stars YouTube audio live stream. I'm Phil Pimentel, and tonight it is Game 1, Round 1 of the GOHL Playoffs between the St. Thomas Stars and the Chatham Maroons. Live at the Chatham Memorial Arena. It's always a great atmosphere here, as you can, I'm sure, hear all the fans in the back cheering on their Maroons, the defending Sutherland Cup champions. But the St. Thomas Stars have clinched themselves a playoff spot, and now they have a chance. And rule number one, when you're the 8th seed in the playoffs, is that you have to believe. They're going to be up against it, but it has been a great season series this season between these two teams. They've split them. 2 wins for St. Thomas, 2 wins for Chatham, as either team won one each in both buildings. So the Stars have won here at the Chatham Memorial Arena this season in front of these raucous fans, but a great showing of support as always from this Chatham crowd. They've filled this place up, and they're going to be making some noise all night. You can bet on that. As we take us through the lineups tonight for the exclusions, for the scratches, as the St. Thomas Stars, of course, will be without Cade Kinnear and Charlie Stuckey, who are out for the season. That was announced a while back. And Braxton Mullins is also out of the lineup with a lower body injury for the moment. Joining the lineup again will be Josh Doyle. Tonight he'll be wearing the number 28, as he's been wearing the 70s. That might throw me off a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. But he's been playing well defensively for the team, the AP, the Elmer Spitfire, the PJ. Played 6 games in the regular season, and he will suit up for the playoffs. Scratches for the Maroons, Parker Graham out of the lineup, as is Max Skinner, who will be a sorely missed absence for them. 30 points in 46 games for the Maroons this season. Defenseman Josh Harding is out of the lineup, as is Seth Coomber. As those starting lineups get announced here at the Chatham Memorial. For the Maroons, it'll be Dockstader, Kucher on defense, Aitken, Jimenez, and Crawford. And we're going to go for the national anthem right now, so we'll get to the starters for St. Thomas in just a bit. Game 1, Round 1 of the GOHL Playoffs. The St. Thomas Stars taking on the defending Sutherland Cup champions, the Chatham Maroons. And just before that anthem, going through the starting lineups, we'll take it to the Stars. Starting for them on the ice tonight will be Miles Dunn, Ty Lawson, and Wyatt Cameron up front, with Owen Gray and Victor Moody on the back end. Starting goaltenders this evening, Dylan Durno in net for the St. Thomas Stars, holding a record of 8-10-1-1, goals against average of 3.54, and a save percentage of .941. Starting for the Maroons will be Samuel DeBlasi, a record of 23-4-1-2, goals against average of 2.78, and a save percentage of .915. He has been their designated starter all season long. As we are just about ready to drop the puck, the St. Thomas Stars will be guarding the left net wearing their black away jerseys. Chatham Maroons guarding the right wearing their whites at home. A shot scores right off the bat. The St. Thomas Stars come out the gate as a diving effort finds its way past DeBlassie, and the goal scorer, red-hot Wyatt Cameron, who will open the scoring just 9 seconds into this hockey game. The St. Thomas Stars rushing forward and pull ahead real quick as the 8th seed team perhaps caught the Maroons sleeping when the puck dropped there. But a quick stretch pass in front, a diving effort by Cameron as he whacked that thing on his way down, beats the blocker's side, and now the fans trying to will their boys back into this thing after relinquishing the first goal quick. Try and settle down, the Maroons will. But the Stars pull ahead by 1. Within the first 10 seconds, a whistle on the far boards as things are getting rough here early as well. It's all heating up all around. We got a few wrestling matches on the far boards. Couple pairing off, Wyatt Cameron in the thick of it. Getting rough with Trevor Zanudo, who's all fired up, but he's on the way to the penalty box. Or pardon me, it's Jackson Priddle who's on his way to the penalty box. Zanudo went to the bench. So Priddle and Wyatt Cameron will both get some offsetting minors here. But things off the jump are telling us this is going to be a great hockey series in the first round. We had that feeling coming into it. Both teams winning a pair on the regular season. Now a face-off in the neutral zone up on the far wall. Rory Savage will carry it back in his own net, or behind his own net. Don't want it in net. Savage a pass up the left wing. Along the boards, Legalic in behind the net. DeBlassie is going to play that puck to the near corner. Shot behind the goal. And that will be kept into the Chatham zone. Now they'll try and make an exit up the ice. Zanudo into the offensive zone, drops a pass for McChesney, whips it far post. And now the Maroons will pick it up off the far board. Genov, he'll get stripped on the near side by Savage. Savage will backhand it in deep behind the goal. The Maroons will collect it behind the net. They'll make their way up the ice. Dockstetter up the right wing. Try and chip it around the boards. LaChance with the puck will drop it back to the blue line. Dockstetter, far side, a shot from distance by Sienko. That'll miss wide off a body. Pass up to center by the Stars on the outlet is picked off by LaChance. Now Kucher with it. Kucher up center to LaChance. LaChance can't get the shot off. As a nice last second stick check by Miles Dunn will deny that. On the far side, Jimmy Sutherland for St. Thomas will carry it up the ice. Sutherland chips it in behind the goal line. Kucher throws a big hit in the far corner to loosen up the puck. Now around the near side. Maroons trying to make their way up the ice. They can't connect with the pass. It'll be onto the St. Thomas Stars defense. Another big hit by Kucher on the far side, but Moody stands tall and avoids going down. And the crowd loves that as the Maroons will set up back behind their net. Making their way up the ice is Lisi. Straight through the middle. Near side, Lisi, a sharp angle shot over the blocker, but Durnall got a piece of it to deflect it away. Lisi in the corner battling along the wall. As he's getting pressed up by Moody. Moody's got it tied up in his skates. Trying to hold it for a teammate to poke loose, but he's got two men in white jerseys poking at it. They'll get it loose. And on the near side, Doyle whipped out in front, shot wide on the near side, past the blocker, but past the net as well. On the far side, Zanudo. Pardon me, Krell will send it to the near side. Pass along the far boards, Lisi. Lacey whips it in front. Nice move by Edwards. Shot, but a big save by Durno with the glove as he keeps another great effort out. Battle for it behind the net. Joey Bezzetta will come away. Up to Cooper Ilchishin. Ilchishin chips it up the wall. Edmondson trying to make a move to center, and it's poked off him. And now on the far side, the Maroons carry it away. Edwards. Edwards a shot on blocker, saved by Dylan Durno. Loose puck in front of the St. Thomas Stars zone. Will be sent away by Eloan Legalic. Crossman takes a check along the far boards. Puck into the Chatham zone. Try and pass it out. Chadwick through center ice. Up to Dockstader on the far side. Rung around the boards. Now sent to the far side. Inside the St. Thomas Stars zone, Legalic trying to battle for the puck. He'll get it away from Matsos. Matsos a 2-on-1 chance with Crossman. Shot, scores! George Matsos takes the snipe, finds his target, and makes it 2-0. Oh, the St. Thomas Stars, the underdogs tonight. But they find themselves up by 2, 4 minutes into this game. The St. Thomas Stars have not counted themselves out, that's for sure. Many did coming into this game, but the St. Thomas Stars making a case for themselves. And it looks like we're going to get a quick timeout here by the Chatham Maroons to try and settle this thing down. And that is the case as signaled by the referee. So Chatham not liking what they're seeing. They're going to take an early timeout here. Just over 4 minutes into the game. The Stars have pulled ahead by 2. Had a couple good rushes. Capitalized on 2 of them. And the 8th seed Stars find themselves ahead of the defending Sutherland Cup champions. Looking at the season records, St. Thomas 24, 23, 2-1. Chatham 37, 8, 2, and 3. So timeouts taken. The Maroons try and regroup. They make an entry. A whiffed shot on the far side by Jimenez. And the Maroons are going to have to retreat back into the neutral zone. From their own end. They'll pass up the far side. Can't get far, though. It's chopped right back into the Chatham end, but an icing call this time. It'll send us back into the St. Thomas end. What a pace this has been. In game number 1. Stated back in January when St. Thomas won the pair of games back-to-back against the Chatham Maroons that this would shape up to be a fantastic series. And so far, that seems to be the case. Chatham Maroons will enter the zone on the near side. Shot by McChesney. Off a body and wide into the far corner. Brittle tries to whip it back out in front. That's slapped away by Owen Gray. Just sends that down the ice. No icing on the play. That allows the Stars to change. Now Aiden Doyle the other way for the Maroons. Pass out in front. LaChance on the backhand. Shot scores! Ian LaChance, after the Chatham Maroons timeout, has put them on the board and cut it down to 1. And that is just what the coach ordered. Try and stop the momentum of the Stars, who pulled out ahead early. The Maroons now down by just 1 goal. Off the draw, puck sent into the St. Thomas end. On the near side, flipped high through the neutral zone. Off a skate, the Maroons will collect it. will carry it into the far corner in their own zone. Maroons struggling to get out of their own end. Alex Smith with a steal, shot on goal, and a big save by DeBlassie. Rebound cleared away into the near corner. Whipped back out in front. One-touch pass ahead, and Ian LaChance, the goal scorer for the Maroons, will come ahead. His centering pass batted away by the Stars defense. Aloan Legalic tries to switch to the near side. LaChance looking for a big hit as Sutherland will clear it into the zone. Maroons up the near side. The exit pass through neutral zone doesn't work. Now the Stars will get it down, but that will be an icing call as the pass is off target. Recipient can't receive. Back in the St. Thomas end for the draw. 2-1, 13:32 left in this first period. St. Thomas scoring the first 2 goals of this game. Chatham Maroons have answered. Pass back to Kucher off the face-off. Now Chadwick up the near wall. In behind the goal line in the near corner. Pass back to Kucher at the blue line again. A shot through traffic, hits a body and stops up. Crossman trying to get it to the far wall. Burke steals it. Now back to Kucher again. He'll try another shot, that time off the legs of Monick. Near wall, the Stars are trying to get it out. They'll give it away though. Burke, a pass out in front. Nice defensive play and a save made by Durno off the rebound of a diving effort. It was made by Ty Lawson, it looks like. Pardon me, it was Luke Vahoviak who was laying down on the ice. Now Vahoviak throws a big hit on Chadwick and a big save made on the far post. Now puck is sent all the way down the ice again. Another icing call against the Stars. The face-off will be in their own zone. You got to give it to these Chatham fans. They are a ruckus crowd. They're passionate. That is one thing you can absolutely say about them. Wearing their hearts on their sleeves as they try and will their team back to a repeat. On the far side, a giveaway at the blue line. Popped up on Durno, and he makes a save on the far post. Initial shot was stopped, but it popped up over his head. He found that as well. Far side, LaChance up the wall. Pass whipped across by Krell to the near side. Off the wall, the Stars will steal it and get away. Near side, Savage into the offensive zone. A pass through the blue crease and a shot stopped by DeBlassie. As a rebound back on the near side. Maroons trying to get forward. Soupy stops that at the red line, and it's backhanded back into the Chatham zone. Pardon me, on the one end, I can't see too well. There's a big Chatham Maroons flag that is blocking half of the zone, so I'm trying to reach around it with my head. Also a big fan standing in front of me. Neutral zone. Aiden Doyle with the puck for the Maroons. This pass ahead at the blue line. Stolen and an offside call as it went over and back. Zaitkin tried to make the play. Face-off will be on the far side in the neutral zone, just outside of the St. Thomas end. Face-off will be won by the Maroons back to Dockstader. Now to Genov on the near boards. His pass ahead picked off by Wyatt Cameron. Couldn't hang on to it though. And it's taken back by the Maroons, who will flip it ahead into the St. Thomas end. Into the far corner. Stars trying to chip it up the far wall. Doesn't get past the blue line. And is kept in by Chatham. In the far corner, McChesney trying to free it up. It's stolen by Vahoviak. He'll send it ahead to Lawson on the far wall, but they're still in the St. Thomas end as Lawson is going to get pressed up against the glass by McChesney. It's one back to the blue line. Dockstader on the near side, shot blocked. And the puck will head back into the near corner. Chatham picks it back up. Dockstader, far side, Genov, shot through traffic, tipped just wide. On the way to the goal, another pass out in front, and that's shot wide as well as it hits a leg. In the near corner, pass out in front, shot scores! It's McChesney on the back door who claps that past Dylan Durno. Stars have managed to tie it up. So St. Thomas out the gate with a 2-0 lead, but a key timeout taken early by the Maroons seems to have refreshed them, refocused them, and they have tied it up at 2-2. What a first period here at the Chatham Memorial. Shot from distance again. Well wide on the far side. Pass out in front off a skate into the near corner. Now a shot by Kuchar on the near wall. That'll go wide. Far side, the Maroons can't keep it inside the blue line. Kuchar, pass to the far side, will receive it back now on the near boards. Kuchar, pass through the middle, deflected by the stick of Legalic. Now the Stars will send it up the far boards. Into the Chatham zone. Maroons will collect possession. On the far side, making his way through the middle is Edwards. Gets past a few guys and doesn't make the final move in front of Durno, as they'll lose it to the near corner. Shot from distance by Kuchar. Durno gets a piece of that high in the air with the glove. Deflects to the corner. Another pass out in front. Save made by Durno with the pads. Just outside his crease. Stars on a counterattack. Legalic flings it on, and DeBlasi steers that aside. Another shot from the corner, as he'll steer that away as well. Now the Maroons trying to get it to center ice. They do, but Crossman throws it right back in on DeBlasi. Played behind the net as the Maroons set up an exit down the ice. On the far side, they're going to keep it behind the net. It's Kuchar. Carter Kuchar, now he'll head up the left wing, up to Richter. Richter, pass along the blue line to the far boards. Gets away from his man, and Durno flings it on the far wall. Stars are trying to get it out of their zone. They're stopped up at their own blue line, and they'll flick it high through the neutral zone. But that's going to touch the scoreboard and avoid going down the ice. So 2-2 here at the Chatham Memorial. Game 1, St. Thomas Stars and the Chatham Maroons in round 1 of the GOHL Playoffs. As the Stars win their defensive zone draw. Giveaway as Krell takes a shot, but a shot well wide and high. More high than wide, actually. As it smacks off the backboard. Stretch pass for Crossman, trying to get around Krell, but it gets taken down. Pops right back up, looking for a pass out in front. No play behind the net. He's still being hounded by Krell, but gets a pass back to the blue line. A shot saved by DeBlasi. Steers it to the corner. Another pass whipped out in front by the Stars. As Crossman has a good shift on that little stretch. Far side, Lisi with it. Lisi. Puck runs away from him after a nice poke check by Matsos. Stretch pass to find Matsos from the Stars. Doesn't work either, though. Into the far corner, a wall battle will ensue. George Matsos trying to fish it away from the Chatham Maroons defender skates, but Doyle will pick it up. Aiden Doyle. Backhand pass out in front of his goal off a skate. Back into the corner it'll go. Stars trying to get a pass out in front of the goal after a scrum in the corner, but they can't get it through the legs. Now away come the Maroons. Shot from the far boards. That'll hit a body and go wide on the near side. Maroons can't collect in the offensive end. Away comes Cooper Ilchishin. He'll backhand it in deep as the Stars in the midst of a line change. Maroons trying to get it. They'll give it away in front. Pass to the near post and a shot. This is wide by Chase Pettipiece. Great vision by Cooper Ilchishin with a drop pass in front. On the far side, Rory Savage strips it from his own end. They're pushing forward. Cameron a shot. That's blocked in front by Dockstetter. Up the near side. Jimenez takes a hit from Miles Dunn on the far boards. That'll win the puck for the Stars, but the stretch pass up to Cameron doesn't connect. Some jeers from the crowd. The icing will bring us back into the St. Thomas end. 6:51 left in this first period. Still tied 2-2. The Chatham Maroons come back with a couple unanswered goals to even things up after the Stars came out of the gate flying. Shot from the blue line by Chatham. That gets deflected up and over the net into the near corner. Another pass back. Kucher winds and fires, and a save made by the glove of Dylan Durno, who saw that all the way and makes the catch. Now Zanuto trying to get into something again with the St. Thomas Stars. This has been the Chippy line matchup. Brittle, McChesney, and Zanuto. And it's usually when Wyatt Cameron's out there. They seem to be trying to get into something. Defensive zone draw for the Stars. Alex Smith against McChesney. McChesney a pass to the far post, and a robbery made by Dylan Durno, who sticks out the pads and denies the far post tap-in. What a rookie season Dylan Durno has had. .914 save percentage on the regular season. Battled back from adversity, recovering from an injury that kept him out for a couple months. Now a giveaway in the St. Thomas end. At the blue line, a shot from Cienko, and that goes wide. Might have hit a body in front, but Cienko wound up big on that shot. In behind the net, Brittle back in front again. Dylan Durno, another big save as Durno says no, no, no. With the Chatham Maroons denied another great chance. And if the St. Thomas Stars want to battle in this series, they're going to have to get some goaltending like that. But they're also going to want to try and limit some of these shots, as the Maroons have outshot the Stars throughout the season series. No shot clock in the building. We'll see if that's been updated online. But if I had to guess, they'd be up in that department tonight as well. Maroons from their own zone after a quick clear by the Stars. Victor Moody's going to steal it on the far wall, but he's getting hounded by Edwards. Now his teammate will have to whack it away. Max Monick up to Crossman. And Billett Brothers into the zone. Crossman takes a big hit, but he gets a pass off. Shot wide on the far side. Dockstetter in across the blue line. Drops it for Chadwick. His shot deflected up and over the net. In behind again. Pass out in front off the skates of Victor Moody. As the Maroons trying to get it out in front in the danger zone. They get it there again. Chadwick can't collect it on his forehand, though, after making a backhand pass to himself on the near side. On the near boards. Cleared out the zone. From their own end. The Maroons are trying to set up an exit down the ice. They're going to set their routes as they stop it up behind the goal. Pardon me if you hear any colorful language in the background. Can't stop these ruckus fans from doing their thing. On the near side. Pass back to the blue line. Exits the zone. Chase Pettipies trying to work his way into the offensive end, but he's in a physical matchup and can't get it past cleanly. Now the Maroons back the other way. Richter into the zone, trying to drive it to the near side. Whips it far post, and the redirection was wide. Lacey on the far side. He'll give it away in the Stars' end. Now to Cooper Ilchishin. He'll feather it into the far corner as he needs a line change. The Maroons will set up an exit once more. So the shot clock online reads 2-2, which is not correct. So I can't trust that. Let's see if that updates during intermission, at least to give us an idea. Pass out in front as the Maroons enter the offensive end. They'll give it away. Miles Dunn up the near side. Miles Dunn, leading scorer for the Stars in the regular season. Shot from the near circle, and that'll be stopped by DeBlassie and then cleared up and out of play by the Maroons. Face-off will be in the Chatham end with 3:46 left on the first period clock. Score still tied, 2-2. After a good back and forth period we've had here. Momentum seems to be up for grabs at the moment. on the far side. Maroons will fling it high through the neutral zone. Josh Doyle from his own zone. Up the left wing wall to Ty Lawson. He'll tip it shallow into the Chatham end. But the Maroons will collect possession. Maroons trying to work it around, but the Stars hounding them. Forcing a turnover, pass out in front, shot saved, and another shot, that time blocked in front. As there was a few white jerseys congesting the front of the net to deny that puck getting through. Stars will go for a line change, allowing the Maroons to stand behind their net and wait for an exit down the ice. They'll send one, but it doesn't connect as that puck goes all the way past Dylan Durnall behind his goal. Durnall plays the puck ahead. Now hello on Legalic, backhanding it into the near corner. Stars setting up a neutral zone trap. Not pushing too hard on the forecheck, as they don't want to be caught rushing ahead. Now a pass up to Sutherland on the near side. Kucher throws a hit at him. Maroons back the other way. Edwards drop pass for Burke, and now back for Genov as he has to retreat to the far wall. Pass out in front for Edwards again. Soft shot in front, didn't get all of it. And it'll glide into the paths of Dylan Durnall as he stops it up. Now Burke and Owen Gray. A little discussion in front of Durnall. They'll take a shove at each other, and it looks like the Stars are going to be getting a penalty here as Jimmy Sutherland enters the box. So that'll be the first power play of this game. The Chatham Maroons on the regular season, 25% success rate, 4th place in the GOHL. And they'll be up against the 14th place penalty kill of St. Thomas, 79.1 success rate, although a bit less successful on the road, 74.4 in away games. As the Maroons control off the draw, they're working it around, pass to the far post. Zanudo can't tuck it home. Gets chased back behind the net, and the Stars grab the loose puck and send it down the ice. You got to think if there's something to be exploited of the Maroons, it would be their penalty kill, as on the regular season they were 19th when down a man or more. As their special teams in that department, if the Stars can capitalize on any penalties that the Maroons take, would definitely be an area of opportunity for St. Thomas. It was the difference in their last matchup, which was at the Joe, as they scored 2 out of 5 power plays. Chatham scored 1 out of 6, and the Stars ended up winning that game 7-5. And then in the last game here at the Memorial, the Stars didn't get any power plays. There was only 1 power play throughout the whole game, and Chatham capitalized on it. But the Stars ended up winning that game in overtime as well. Heavy hit behind the St. Thomas net. There's a Maroon down as they make their way to the front of the goal. The whistle will be blown as Aiden Doyle, it looks like, is slow to get up behind the goal after a collision in the boards. So far, the Stars have taken a brunt of the physical play against them, but a big hit there on Aiden Doyle shakes him up. Trainers are going to come out to take a look at him and escort him to the bench. So hopefully for Aiden Doyle, he's all right. Your top scoring defenseman on the season. Actually looks like he's going to head to the locker room with just 1:19 left in this period. So we'll take the extra time with the trainer and try and get ready to go for the second period. But Aiden Doyle, 49 points on 41 games. As he has been a key part of this Chatham Maroons offense since joining the Maroons. Originally selected in the 2021 draft by the Kitchener Rangers, Doyle was acquired from the London Nationals this season. So with the Maroons, he's got 32 points in 29 games. When he was with the Nationals, 17 in 12 games. This is an older Chatham Maroons team for the most part. A lot of veteran experience. Hayden Doyle is one of those veterans who has contributed to another great season for Chatham. Will actually also be aging out this season. 2005 born. Along with a handful of others for the Maroons. Evan Krell is a 2005 born. 2021 Brampton draft in the OHL. As the fans aren't booing, they're saluting Carter Kuchar. Well, they love to yell Kuchat. Another overager that will be aging out this year is Bo Dockstader from Corunna, Ontario. As well as Jackson Priddle, one of the key offense contributors for the Maroons. A Sarnia OHL draft pick in 2021. Will be aging out this year. A Sarnia native. Quite a few 2021 draft picks that have found their way on this Maroons team as veterans, playing their last junior hockey games here in Chatham. And they're trying to play as many of those as they can. Shot from the near side by Chadwick will get deflected wide as the Maroons on the power play here. On the near side, Richter. Richter looking for a pass to the far side. Return back to him. Now back to Chadwick on the far circle. His shot wide. Just at the top of the far face-off circle. Winding up and firing that thing through. Maroons still working it around here. Near side, a pass through the crease. LaChance whiffs on that. And shoots it wide. Now Chadwick, another shot from the top of the circle. Rebound off the backboards. Doesn't get sent back on net. McChesney, pass beside the goal, return pass in front, and the puck found and cleared all the way down the ice. St. Thomas trying to kill off the rest of this period. 10 seconds left in it. Some of this power play will carry over to start the second. The Maroons will grab possession, but they are out of time as they go through the neutral zone, and the buzzer will sound. And what a first period of this playoff series. 2-2 after 20 minutes of play. And LaChance kind of taunting Durnall at the end of the frame as he entered the zone. He made a little flinch play at him. Don't know what that was about, but referees separate that. Both teams will head to the locker rooms. And a spirited first period comes to an end. Stars opening the scoring with 2 goals. The Maroons answer, and we are all tied up after 20. Live from the Chatham Memorial Arena in Chatham, Ontario. We'll take a quick break for intermission as they reset the ice. The boys will get their coachings in the locker room, and we'll be ready to go for, hopefully, some more of that what we just heard and saw in the second period. After 1, St. Thomas 2, Chatham 2, in game number 1 of round 1 of the GOHL Playoffs. Live from the Chatham Memorial Arena in Chatham, Ontario, for game number 1 between the St. Thomas Stars and the Chatham Maroons. 1 period's in the books, and it was a heck of one as the teams tied 2-2 after the first 20 minutes. Goal scoring started 9 seconds in with Wyatt Cameron scoring his first of the playoffs, assisted by Miles Dunn. Then the Stars made it 2-0. George Matsos getting his first of the postseason, assisted by Vahoviak and Legalic at 4:04 of the first. Chatham took a timeout, and it paid off as they tied it up. Ian LaChance getting his first of the postseason, assisted by Priddle and Genov at 5:21. And then, as the horns sound, and then Ewan McChesney with his first of the playoffs, assisted by Zanuto and Priddle at 9:25. So all tied up 2-2. Jackson Priddle with a pair of assists, is the leading scorer of this series so far. As both teams will try and get to an early start in this second period to grab some momentum, which seems to be up for grabs for the moment. But it's a tie game. The Chatham Maroons will start on a brief power play. Still 41 seconds left on the penalty to the St. Thomas Stars. So they'll have to kill this off quick and then try and play the chess game of offense without risking the defensive end. As Genov blasts his way through, a shot on, and Durnall makes a big stop with the pads early in the second period. As Genov just kind of zoomed around everybody on the entry. Threw a backhand on, but it smacks off the pads, and a stoppage in play as well. 25 seconds left on this Maroons power play. And they've got an offensive zone draw on the far side. Stars win the draw in their own end. Durnall tries to send it around the boards, and he just gets it past the blue line and out. Priddle in the neutral zone. It's checked by Elchishin, who loosens up the puck. Priddle trying to chase it down on the near boards. Hands it off to Zanuto, but found quickly by Edmondson. Cleared all the way down into the path of DeBlassie in the Maroons' end, who stops it up. Power play just about done as Genov gives it away to Miles Dunn on the far boards. Dunn sends it in behind the goal line of the Maroon zone. And rung back out to the neutral zone, back to Bezzetta. Vahoviak on the near side. He'll fire it hard in to the Chatham end. Far side, Miles Dunn trying to fight back for possession, but the Maroons get away with it and back behind their own net. Genov gives it away again, but he throws a hit on Cameron, who throws one right back at him. Pass out in front. Big save made by DeBlassie. As that will deny Miles Dunn of a great chance on the far face-off dot. Maroons will take a full line change. Stars are going to keep out Wyatt Cameron, Miles Dunn, and Ty Lawson on this shift for the offensive zone draw on the near side. False start on the drop by the referee. As Lafwambois doesn't like that. Very close to strawberry in French. Lafwambois. Chatham wins the draw from their own end. They'll send it up the near side into the Star zone. Battle for it in the corner. Maroons trying to poke it free back to the blue line. They'll walk out the middle, though. A chance back to the blue line. Shot from distance, off a body and wide. Back into the near corner. Maroons trying to get another pass out in front. They'll get it back to the blue line to Doyle. Doyle looks to be okay after getting shaken up by a big hit in the St. Thomas end at the depths of the last period. Miles Dunn backhands it into the Chatham zone. Ty Lawson will chase it back behind the goal line. Pass back to Doyle, throws it back around the perimeter. Near side, the Stars grab possession. Back to Moody at the blue line. His shot off a stick, up and over the net, off the glass. Puck still live. Dunn tried to cycle it around. It's tied up in a couple skates, and now the Maroons will head out. Richter trying to enter the Star zone, gets stopped up, but his defenseman will come in and push it back in deep. Now Josh Doyle for the Stars on the far wing. Whiffed on his first clear attempt. Gets the second one in behind the goal line. Big hit thrown behind the net as the Maroons exit their own zone. Chadwick up the left side. Chadwick drives a pass through the crease and off of Durnall's pads. It gets cleared away. Legalic pass to the far side. Stars on a counterattack. Alex Smith tries to make a move. That gets stopped by the skate of Kucher. Near side, Burke. Maroons enter the offensive end. Dangle by Chadwick. It's dragged down. The Chatham Maroons fans appeal for a call, but there is no hand up. Just the one for the icing. And now we've got a bad hit on the far side. Bezzetta getting jumped by Burke. And he'll go down. They're wrestling on the ice. The referee's trying to drag Bezzetta off him, who is not happy with that play. Got blindsided well away from the puck, which was all the way behind the Chatham goal line. These two are in the neutral zone, close to a Stars end. And Bezzetta just gets slammed up against the boards. Burke is going to be grabbed by the referees. He might be tossed. We'll have to see. Well, they're both going to get sent into the penalty box as a result, actually. Didn't quite see what sparked that. On the far side, as I said, the puck was well away from the two men who met on the far boards. But the referees with a bit of sorting out to do. As stated, I didn't see what happened there, but from what I did catch, I gotta think that Burke would get something extra out of this, because it seemed like he just jumped Bezzetta from behind on the far boards. Bezzetta was facing away from him towards the far wall. But Captain Owen Gray and Dylan Richter both trying to get the message from the referee. See Owen Gray right now discussing. And Richter's going to skate away from the scrum looking dejected as he relays the message to his coaches. So far on the board, there's 2 minutes either way. I think Owen Gray might be asking why it's not more. And now I see a shake of the head from Owen Gray, so he didn't get what he wanted. And probably what should have happened, but we'll see what the end result is. It might just be the two either way. And it looks like that is the case, as both teams will send out 4 players. And we will have 2 minutes of 4-on-4. Joe Doyle was trying to say that the face-off should be inside the Chatham zone, but instead it's going to be inside the St. Thomas zone on the far side. As we're ready to go now, 4-on-4. Tied 2-2. And we are now 3 minutes into the second period. Chatham will win the offensive zone draw back to the blue line. Genov receives it from Dockstader. Genov will take it in deep himself, trying to make a move to the front of the goal. Genov gets steered wide by Owen Gray. Now in behind the net, Genov and Gray are battling for it. Puck sent to the near corner. Genov wins it back again, gets it back to the near wall. LaChance along the blue line to Dockstader. Dockstader in the far boards. He's getting watched closely by Eloan Legalic, who makes a nice poke check and strips him clean in his own zone. Backhand saucer pass to Moody in the neutral zone, and his pass ahead to Alex Smith was just offside, halting the Stars entry. Tensions are certainly high here in Chatham, Ontario. In this first game of this playoff series, both teams would love to get the first win and take the lead going into the next game at the Joe. The Stars' road record this regular season wasn't a great one, 9-15-1, but they did win at the Chatham Memorial once this season in a thrilling overtime game. Hit at the St. Thomas blue line by Miles Dunn, takes his man down. Pardon me, it was Luke Mahoviak, and another big hit thrown by Wyatt Cameron. And it's going to be called as Doyle went down hard. Cameron made heavy contact. Doyle looks to be all right, but I think the referees are going to say that that hit was high. Leframbois is holding Wyatt Cameron back as he's trying to make his appeals to the referee. Hurtburst. Where the Stars are going to be back on the penalty kill here as Cameron's going to get the box. So 4-on-3 for the next 55 seconds or less. The Maroons will get an unorthodox power play here. a lot of open ice. Face-off one back in front of Durno. Steers it aside with the paddle and then sent out of play for another draw inside the St. Thomas end. So Cameron's going to get charging called against him. I didn't think he threw it too high, but the referees are saying he took too much of a run on the hit. And that is the call against Wyatt Cameron. It's definitely a thunderous collision in open ice. Right in the center of the St. Thomas blue line. Chatham's going to enter the offensive zone. Chadwick, backhand pass to the far side. Richter looking for a pass through. Or pardon me, it's McChesney. McChesney receives it back. Priddle down low. He'll swap spots. Chadwick receives it on the top of the near circle. He'll skate back to the blue line, send it back to where he was. Shot off the post and out. Back to Chadwick at the blue line. Up to McChesney, and he tries to whip a pass across to the near side. Now Chadwick shoots, stopped by Durno. Puck's floating around in front of him and cleared aside. Dylan Durno, another massive save. Chadwick, pass to Priddle, trying to whip it across to the near side, and Alex Smith with a key steal will flip it to the neutral zone. And now it's a 5-on-4. Burke, a shot through the center, and that goes wide. Off the backboards, the Stars try and collect, and now a whistle is going to blow the play dead. As the puck might have touched somebody up on the bench on the clear attempt. It looks like that might be the case. So face-off will be inside the St. Thomas Stars zone. And yes, it will be on the near spot. Everyone was setting up to the far side, but made contact with the player on the bench, so it's on the near side. That's where the benches are. Pass back to Genov. He'll whip it across to the far side. Genov receives it back. Up to Lacey now, down low. Lacey gets it to the corner. Lacey will receive it back at the top of the near face-off dot. He'll send it off to Genov. Tries to wind and fire, but a nice block by Smith. And cleared down the ice with just over 20 seconds left on the Stars penalty kill. Genov trying to skate around the left wing. Gets stripped by Ilchishin. Loose puck bobbled back into the St. Thomas end. Ilchishin chases back and will clear it all the way down the ice. Power play for Chatham just winding down. 5 seconds left as they pass up through center ice. It's Richter in across the blue line, skating to the left wing, hands it off to Zanuto. Zanuto collects it in the corner, drives around the net. Near corner, whips a pass out in front. A little too hot to handle for anyone as it goes to the far corner. Now sent back behind the St. Thomas net. On the near side, they're trying to work their way out. High flip down the ice, but that's going to go all the way, and that'll be an icing call against the St. Thomas Stars. Trevor Zanuto, always dangerous on the ice. Top scorer for the Maroons this season, the veteran. His second full season with the Maroons. Did play 5 the season before that as an AP. 61 points in 48 games for Zanuto. This Chatham team has had a good spread out of their points this season. Have shown good depth. Getting points from all lines. Tuck in the St. Thomas zone. The Stars will come away with it. George Matsos up the near side. Trying to get around Sienko. He'll float it back behind the goal for Crossman, but it gets past him onto the stick of Carter Kuchar for the Maroons. Kuchar. Quarterbacking from behind his net. He'll send it up the left wing. Now floated in by Crawford into the near corner. Maroons trying to fight for it back. They can't do so. The Stars will get it out. Not to anyone particular, though, as Pettipe sent it up the near wall, but there were no black jerseys in the path. Puck takes a bounce off a skate back into the near corner of the Maroons end. Well, stopped behind his net is Carter Kuchar. Kuchar pass up the left wing. Off the wall, Doyle makes a diving play to stop the Maroons entering. The first time, they get the second time. Pass in front, big save by Durno on a cross-crease pass. Another shot from distance by Kucher. That deflects off a body and wide. In the near corner, a battle for it. The Maroons come away with it, send it back out in front. Shot scores. A battle won in the near corner. And the pass out in front finds Edwards all alone. And Edwards just barely manages to squeak that through the 5-hole of Dylan Durno. And the Maroons will take their first lead of this game. 3-2. 3 unanswered goals for Chatham. How big is that first period timeout? About 4 minutes in after the second St. Thomas goal. Maroons with the puck in their own zone once more. Aiden Doyle up the near side. And this crowd is certainly happy about what's going on at the Memorial tonight. So far. Stars from their own end. Joey Bezzetta pass up the right wing. Can't be settled down. But a nice steal in the neutral zone by Ty Lawson. Just can't get around the defense on the other side. Maroons collect and they'll dump it into the near corner. Back to the blue line. Krell trying to send it to the far side to Chadwick. That's off a leg and wide. Well, Chadwick heads out from his own zone again. Takes a shove in the neutral zone from Lawson. Puck floats into the far corner of St. Thomas, and they will carry it down the ice. Far side, Miles Dunn shakes a shot, and that deflects off a stick and up and over the glass. And Dunn takes a shot from LaChance after the play as well. The Maroons certainly looking to make this a physical series. They set that from the jump. Mostly after the first 2 goals, but that is their MO, and they are sticking to it. It's actually one of the reasons they originally dealt Braxton Mullins early in the season. They had too many tough guys. Couldn't cycle through. So Mullins was dealt to the Nationals, and then at the deadline to St. Thomas. Although unfortunately not in the lineup right now, dealing with a lower body injury. And the last pair of games against the Maroons, he kind of offset some of that physical play between these two teams. Pass out in front from the near side. Durnall gets in front of that as it was in danger of going to that far post and stopped it from getting there. Now on the far side, the Stars will get it through the neutral zone to Legalic. Hello on Legalic, backhanded up. But a nice steal by the Maroons denies Vahoviak from pushing ahead and getting a good shot. Vahoviak takes a hit at center ice, and away come the Maroons. Lisi runs out of room on the far side. He'll have to turn back to the blue line. Genov receives a pass. His shot off a leg. Rebound back in the far corner. St. Thomas trying to grab possession. Jimmy Sutherland in his own zone, trying to flick it off the glass and out. It does get there with a little bit of help on the far side from Smith. Legalic trying to get a pass up to Sutherland, but hops off the backhand of his stick. The Maroons will now send it back in and go for a line change as well as forecheck on the play. Near corner, pass out in front to Max Monick. Monick up the ice to the left wing. Reed Crossman. Crossman trying to get it out in front of the goal, but it's off a Maroons skate. And Carter Kuchar will collect it behind the goal. Sent back in front again and stolen by Edmondson, but poked off his stick. Nice play by Zanuto. Zanuto chases it back, and he'll get it back to defenseman Carter Kuchar, who will stop up behind his own goal and get a little breather after a bit of good pressure from the St. Thomas Stars. McChesney backhands it high in on Dylan Durnall. Will make the stop and hold on. Got a whistle in his own zone. Bit of a chess match being played now, as both teams trying to climb up on the scoreboard but not take too many risks and let anything go the other way. Still lots of time in this hockey game. The Stars are down by 1. And another false start on a face-off on the near side in the St. Thomas zone. Linesman didn't like what he saw. So we'll try again. Monic against Aitken. Aitken wins it to the front of the goal, and then the shot takes a deflection up and out of play. Not sure if Durnall got a piece of that or not. Might have hit off his shoulder. So now the Stars will take a full line change, get some fresh legs out. 9:08 left in the second period. Chatham up 3-2. Face off on the near side again. This time Matsos against Aitken. Aitken wins again, and a shot from the outside by Kuchar is stopped up by the glove of Dylan Durnall. Saw that all the way. Wasn't sure who was going to get the start for the Stars in this playoff series, but Dylan Durnall has had a great stretch, so it's no surprise to see him in there. Had a great couple of games to round out the regular season. Has the better save percentage. And now we're going to get a penalty called behind the play, as Cooper Olchishin took a shot from the Maroons' Sienko. Looks like he might have got a cross-check up on the neck area, and it is going to be a cross-checking call, as Cooper was kind of grabbing his neck on his left side, right up under the mask. But the Stars on the power play now. This is their first attempt of the game. Regular season, 9th in the league, 23%. And as stated earlier, the Chatham Maroons on the regular season, the 19th place penalty kill in the league. This is the area that you can capitalize on against these Maroons. 77% success rate on the PK. Stars in the zone. Miles Dunn along the blue line. Takes a shot through traffic off a leg, bouncing puck in front. Maroons are going to find it, and Edwards is going to carry it all the way down the ice. Edwards with it in the neutral zone. Now he'll flick it in behind the goal line and go for a change to get fresh penalty killers out there. Stars parked up behind their own net. Miles Dunn with it, and he'll now leave it for Legalic as they try to figure a way up the ice into the Chatham zone. Alex Smith passed back, and now ahead to Lawson on the near side. Lawson blows a tire. Tries to make a play from his belly. He does. Gets it back to the blue line. A shot from the far side now. Dunn gets denied by DeBlassie. Legalic to Dunn on the far side, and from the top of the circle, a shot. Now a break the other way. Jimenez takes a shot, and it's steered aside by Durnall. But a nice back check by Legalic to not let him get a good shot off. Sticking his stick in the way. Pass back from Smith to Legalic, who whips one over the blocker hand, but over the net as well. Stars keep it in. And behind the goal line, Wyatt Cameron trying to get it back to the blue line to Legalic. He does. Legalic makes a move at the far dot, and a shot deflected up and out of play again. And another whistle. This time the faceoff will be inside the Chatham zone. 26 seconds left now on the Stars power play. Got to win this faceoff for a chance to try and set something up quick. Chatham can get the clear down the ice. That'll pretty much do it for the power play. A big faceoff on the far side, and another false start as the referees take a look at the clock. See something wrong. So it'll be Crossman against Edwards on a big face-off. Crossman wins it to the far corner and chases it down. Fighting for it behind the net is Pettipies. He'll get it to Sutherland. Back to the blue line. Owen Gray. Over to Savage on the near side. Time winding down on the power play. Shot from Savage. And DeBlassie sees that and catches it, as Pettipies was tied up with a man right in front of him. Pettipies is going to have a little discussion with Chadwick now. 10 seconds left on this Stars power play. Still a little time to work with an offensive zone draw. But again, they got to get that face-off win. Pettipies just got tied up with Dockstader on the face-off circle on the wing. Referee has a word with him about that before dropping the puck. And now the Maroons will get the quick clear down the ice off the face-off win. So that will do it for the power play. Sienko comes out of the box. A shot from Sutherland as he entered the zone is deflected up and into the netting above the glass behind the goal. So back to 5-on-5. Stars will have an offensive zone draw. 6:44 left in the second period. Tied 3-2. Or pardon me, that's not a tie. Chatham up 3-2. Was tied at one point. But Chatham with the 1-goal lead. Face-off won by the Stars in the offensive zone. Sent around the perimeter to the near side. Stars trying to grab possession. It'll be passed back to Edmondson behind the goal, but the Maroons will collect the puck. LaChance weaving away from his man through the neutral zone. Now on the near side, Lacey a shot. Big save made by Durno. That puck released from the inside of the near face-off circle. Durno with another huge save. Durno has had a heck of a game tonight, as he has for this last stretch of games. Edmondson on the far side, trying to make a move around Genov. He'll get sent behind the goal. It's tied up into the boards. Now Monick tries to get it back behind the goal to Edmondson, but he was still trying to recover. Now pass ahead by Chatham. Richter into the offensive end. Tries to float a pass to the far post, but that goes through everybody. St. Thomas through neutral ice. Back to Edmondson on the near side. Shot stopped by DeBlassie. Chatham on the counterattack. Chadwick tries to get a pass through Bozzetta. A nice defensive play by the Missouri native. On the near side, the Maroons trying to win back possession in the offensive zone along the boards. They do get it back to the blue line. Doyle a shot from distance through traffic, and Durno finds that in the chest and hugs on tight. Winning a face-off in his own zone. The Maroons had a great season here at home, but if you're looking at their numbers, they actually had a better time on the road. As at home 17-5-1-2, and away 23-1-1. So they've had more losses here on home ice this season. Now a giveaway in the zone by the Stars, but a nice block made by Bozzetta again. He'll carry it up the left wing. Joey Bozzetta, a shot on the near post. Nice blocker save made by DeBlassie. Battle for it in the corner. St. Thomas's Ty Lawson gets it back to the blue line. Vahoviak is shot through a bunch of traffic. And now up the far side, the Maroons will chop it out of their zone and down the ice. On the near side, off the boards, Chadwick backhands it back behind Dylan Durno. Durno leaves it for Vahoviak to collect. Pardon me, Josh Doyle, who is out there with Vahoviak. Luke Vahoviak on the near wall. Tries to fire it in the Chatham zone. It didn't get very far. And now the Maroons trying to counter, but a pass is too far ahead of the target from Doyle. And that'll be an icing call, taking everybody on a trip back to the Chatham zone. 4:16 left in the second period. Chatham up 3-2. Of course, Chatham with home ice advantage in this playoff series, trying to hold on to that by winning tonight. And we'll be back to it on Tuesday night at the Joe for Game 2. So be sure to come out to that game. Wear your green as well. It's St. Paddy's night. So wear your green, support the Stars in the playoffs. St. Thomas collects the puck in their own zone. Josh Doyle behind his goal takes a shot as he works it up the near boards. Alex Smith with it and across the blue line. He'll also get steered to the near boards. And the puck sent from behind the goal from Sutherland, but it's stolen. McChesney Backhanded in behind the goal. Owen Gray collects for St. Thomas and gets it up the far wall, back to Sutherland. Sutherland pass ahead to Smith. Into the offensive zone. A draw pass is picked off by Jackson Priddle. And now the Maroons back ahead for them. A move on the far side. Stick saved by Durno on a quick shot by Zanuto. Now the Stars push forward again on the counterattack. Sutherland just avoids a big hit, but the secondary defender will steal the puck. But a nice hustle play by Legalic steals it back. A shot from Monic just over the crossbar. Rebounds back the other way and causing a rush for the Maroons. A quick 3-on-2. Aitken pass in front. Shot scores. A beautiful passing play on the entry. And it's finished off by Santiago Jimenez. A great chance at one end for the Stars. Turns into a glorious chance at the other for the Chatham Maroons, who capitalized nicely on a great passing play. Jimenez ends it off with a tap-in on the near side. Chatham takes a 4-2 lead. Jimenez receives a pass back on the near boards. He'll dump it in on the St. Thomas zone. Boy, this building is loud tonight. You can feel it in your feet. Max Monic on the far side. Loose puck in the offensive zone for St. Thomas. Edmondson trying to make a move towards the goal. It's tied up in some skates. Crossman will pick it up, and now a penalty is going to be called against St. Thomas, halting the play. And now a couple discussions in front of DeBlassie. It's going to be Cole Edmondson who will get the call. And Crawford is also being taken off for the Maroons, so these might be offsetting in the end. It's a slashing call and then a holding call. So slashing against Edmondson and a holding call to go against the Maroons. So we'll be back to 4-on-4 for another 2 minutes. Good chance for some more open ice. Stars will start on the offensive zone draw, but the Maroons will win the draw. Back behind their goal, a chance. Send it to Krell in the far corner. Cameron trying to hustle down and disturb the play. He does, but it takes a deflection and goes up and out of play. Face off again inside the Chatham zone. Wyatt Cameron to take the draw against LaChance. Cameron and LaChance tie up. Puck gets sent back to the fence, but the Maroons steal it. Krell tries a backhand pass on a rush. Doyle pushing ahead. Grab a loose puck. Backhand pass in front of the goal, but nobody there for the Maroons. Another steal. This time in front, Richter. Pass to the near side. Shot whiffed on. There was a yawning net wide open, but whiffing on the chance. Now a shot the other way. Cameron gets stopped by DeBlassie. Great back and forth action here. Well, the Maroons should really be up by 5-2 after that chance. Just whiffed on by Ian LaChance on the near side. It was a great pass, a great steal, and a great pass by Richter to find him. Wachowiak is at center ice, getting shoved by a few Maroons, having some words with them. Things heating up between these two teams, who are going to see a lot more of each other in the next week or two. Face off in the Chatham zone, won by the Maroons. Genov trying to carry it out, and he does. Through the neutral zone, his weak dump attempt doesn't get past the skates of the Stars defense. It gets sent back towards the Chatham zone. Well, Chadwick will pick it up. Chadwick up the left wing. He'll take a lap around the Stars net to the near side. Looking for a pass out in front. Can't find one. He'll get it back to the blue line to Doxter. Doxter whips it across to the near side. Chadwick misses that, but he collects it off the boards. Now gets closed down on by a couple Stars, but he'll work it to the corner. Still 4-on-4 here as the Maroons get a pass out in front of Durno, but Durno finds it and stops it up. And now another discussion happening behind the goal line. That gets broken up quickly by the referees. Stars are going to change partially here. Looks like they're going to change their defenseman on the ice. Savage and Vahoviak head out. Alex Smith up against Edwards on the defensive zone draw for the Stars. They'll win the draw and pass it out to Legalic on the right wing. Poke checked off him by Sienko. Now a 2-on-2 the other way. Shot blocked in front by the Stars defense. It's Rory Savage getting his stick in the way of that. Smith tries a pass through the neutral zone. Takes a bounce and Vahoviak helps it out on the near wall, but it doesn't get on a teammate's stick as the Maroons collect it in their own end. Pass to Zanuto, who's going to retreat back behind his own goal and look for a better exit down the ice. We are back to 5-on-5 as both men have exited the box, but only 10 seconds left in this second period. Doyle flicks it in off the backboards, trying to get one more chance off a forecheck here are the Maroons. Stars are going to tie it up along the boards, and the buzzer will sound to end the second period. And the referees might have to break up a few matchups as well before they head to the bench and then to the locker room. So just one goal in that, or pardon me, 2 goals. Forgot about the last one. 2 goals in that second period, both coming from the Maroons, who have now taken a 4-2 lead after 2 periods of play. A spirited matchup, but the Stars are going to have to regroup here for the third period. Down by a pair. Coaching staff, Jason Williams and Darren Williams, along with Joe Doyle. They'll have to draw up a game plan, make some adjustments, see if they can find the board a couple times to tie this up and give themselves a chance. And do that without giving the Maroons any chances. But that will do it for the first 2 periods of play. Final score after 40 minutes of play, the Chatham Maroons 4, St. Thomas Stars 2, Game 1 of Round 1 of the GOHL Playoffs. The Stars will try to battle back in the third period. Live from the Chatham Memorial Arena in Chatham, Ontario on the St. Thomas Stars YouTube audio live stream. I'm Phil Pimentel. We'll take a quick break for intermission and be back for the third in just a bit. Welcome back live from Chatham, Ontario at the Chatham Memorial Arena for this Game 1 matchup in Round 1 of the GOHL Playoffs between the St. Thomas Stars and the Chatham Maroons, the first seed versus the 8th seed. After 2 periods of play, the Chatham Maroons hold on to a 4-2 lead, which was extended by Jimenez with about 3 minutes left in that second period. Going over the scoring summary tonight, the Stars open the scoring 9 seconds into the game. Wyatt Cameron, his first of the playoffs from Miles Dunn. George Matsos made it 2-0 St. Thomas at 4:04 with his first of the postseason, assisted by Vahoviak and Legalic. Chatham took a timeout, which has proved to be a very smart move as they came back strong. Ian LaChance scoring at 5:21, assisted by Priddle and Genov. And then again, tying it up at 9:25. A goal by Iwan McChesney, assisted by Zanuto and Priddle. Second period, it was all Chatham Maroons on the score sheet as Aiden Edwards took the lead, for Chatham, assisted by Burke and LaChance at 7:49. And then Santiago Jimenez made it 4-2, assisted by Crawford and Aitken at 17:02. And that is where we stand. As both teams hit the ice from the locker rooms, much to the joy of the hometown fans who salute their boys back onto the ice for the third period. St. Thomas with a bit of work to do, down by a pair entering this third period. Can they come out strong and try and get themselves back into this game on the road to open up round one? If they want to win this series, they're going to have to win at least one here at the Chatham Memorial. Just the 3 home games on the schedule for this round. Easier said than done, although they have won here this season. It's been a rare case over the last long while. Last season, the Stars 1-3 against the Maroons. But if you look over the past 5 seasons, 6-18-1 against this Chatham team in the regular season. And 2 of those wins coming this season. On the far side, a giveaway. St. Thomas with a shot. Lawson stopped by DeBlassie. On the near side, the Stars keep possession. A shot from Gray along the blue line. That misses the target. Off a body. They keep the forecheck going and get it back. Owen Gray at the blue line again. We'll get it back down low. This time found by the Maroons, who chop it down to neutral ice. Zanudo tries to enter the offensive zone, but teammates offside. And that will halt the Maroons forward check. Face off in the neutral zone, just outside the Stars' end. Will be won by Chatham as they collect the puck in their own zone. They'll give it away though. Legalic shot, big save by DeBlassie. Big steal by Eloan Legalic, but he's denied by the blocker of Sam DeBlassie. Another giveaway and another stop by DeBlassie, who's bailed his team out twice in the last 10 seconds. Now Chatham the other way on the counterattack. LaChance a shot blocked in front off the rear of Jimmy Sutherland. Stars have come out swinging in the third. In across the blue line. Alex Smith picks up the puck, cuts to the middle. Shot stopped again by Sam DeBlassie, who makes a litany of saves to start this third period and keep his team ahead by 2. Offensive zone draw for St. Thomas, who have been buzzing here in this final frame of regulation, trying to will themselves back into this game. Coach has talked about it all season. It's about will, wanting it more, and leaving everything out on the ice. When you're back on the bus, you can ask yourself the question of, did I do enough? Did I do everything I could? Win or lose? That answer better be yes. Into the far corner. Josh Doyle rings it around back to the near side. Exits the St. Thomas zone up the near wall. Burke trying to collect it. Matsos almost stripped it again. On the near side, inside the zone. Doyle will grab it and send it ahead for St. Thomas in on DeBlassie, who blocks it away from his goal. Maroons collect from their own zone. Kucher, a pass up the middle, finds Edwards. Edwards trying to get around Moody, can't. He'll turn back on the far wall, back to the blue line to Cienko. He'll send it back into the corner for Edwards. Edwards pressed up against the glass and taken down by Moody. Edwards' teammate will come in and pinch it up against the boards. It's poked loose. And now Monick, a pass out in front to Pettipies as he exits the zone. Pettipies trying to dump it in, but got his stick tied up. Second attempt after some help from a teammate to loosen up the puck will get dumped in. Maroons stop up behind their own goal. And they will draw up and exit down the ice, right up the middle. Genoff to Crawford on the near side, a reverse hit. Taken down Edmondson as it's dumped in by Crawford. Now picked up by Jimenez. Whips it back out in front. Nobody saw it. Gets back to the blue line. The Maroons keep it in. Bezzetta chops it along the near wall, trying to get it out. But it's sent back in by Dockstader. Now the Stars will try up the far wall this time. Edmondson turns to lose Genov, but he gets taken down by an errant arm. Puck still being battled for up against the wall. It's a 3-on-2 against the Maroons. As the Stars trying to scramble it out of their zone. Now they'll get a good grip on it. Edmondson, backhand pass up to Crossman. Crossman drops it off. Shot from Monic off the side of the goal. Loose puck behind the net. Will be picked up by the Maroons, and they'll get it up the near wall and down the ice. But that's going to be an icing call against Chatham, as they'll all go back in the Chatham zone for the faceoff. 4-2 for the Maroons from the Chatham Memorial. Just about 4 minutes into this third period. Faceoff will be on the near side, inside the Chatham zone. Wyatt Cameron lines up for the draw against McChesney. Gets back to the blue line to Josh Doyle. Far side, Vahoviak shot, scores! Tipped in by the far post. As Wyatt Cameron might have got the last touch, and yes, he did. Cameron's second of the night brings the Stars back within one. Shot from right along the wall by Luke Vahoviak. Heavy traffic in front, and it's Wyatt Cameron tipping it just beside the net on the far side past Sam DeBlassie. 1 goal game as the Maroons will dump it in and get an icing called against them again. Face-off will be back in front of Sam DeBlassie. Stars trying to carry their momentum forward. See if they can tie this thing up. Cameron will take the offensive zone draw again. That time won by the Maroons back behind their goal line. We sent up the near side. Through the neutral zone, the Maroons come forward. Richter, offside is the call on their entry. They had 3 men at the blue line. Trying to enter the offensive zone. It's blown dead. Face off in the neutral zone. Stars are going to get some fresh legs out there. I'm going to send out the Alex Smith, Eloan Legalic, and Jimmy Sutherland line. Victor Moody and Owen Gray on the back end. Heavy shutdown line to play against the Richter, LaChance, and Priddle line of the Chatham Maroons. We've got a couple heavy hitting lines on this Maroons team you've got to watch for. LaChance trying to find the puck in the far corner, but it's cleared up the far wall by the St. Thomas Stars. Not past the blue line though. Maroons keep it in. Pass off to Richter. Near side shot. Deflected up and out of play by the stick of Captain Owen Gray. He denies a good chance getting in on Durnall. And if we see more of this coming down the stretch, this is going to be a fantastic playoff series between these two hockey teams. First seed and 8th seed, it's one you don't like to see usually, but these two teams have been evenly matched all season long in their season series, and it looks to be the case tonight as well. Stars will enter the zone, a shot deflected wide, another shot from distance that goes wide off a skate on the near side. Chatham in the offensive zone. Edwards tries to make a move around. It's poked back to the blue line by St. Thomas. Eloan Legalic, a 1-on-2. It takes a shot, and it's over the glove side, missing the net on the near post. Chadwick back the other way and across the blue line. It's bumped off by Bezzetta. Loose puck behind the net. Durnall came out to play it in a dangerous situation, but got it away from the play. Puck's loose in the far corner. Chadwick is down behind the net and has not gotten up. Referees are going to blow the play dead. Chatham trainer is going to come out to check on Chadwick. don't have full names for trainers. It just says Harvey, Eric. So I don't know if it's Eric Harvey, Harvey Eric, or Harvey and Eric. Nonetheless, we hope Carter Chadwick is okay. As the trainer goes to check on him, still laying on the ice behind the goal. Has yet to get up. There's an awkward collision in behind the play after a big scramble. Fighting for the loose puck. Durnall came in to play the puck. So Chadwick just took an awkward spill. And you hate to see that, no matter who it is on the ice. Hate to see these young men go down like that. But Chadwick is favoring his collarbone area, it looks like, on his left shoulder. But he'll get up on his own power. The crowd is going to salute him. And he's going to head to the locker room. It definitely looks like that is a collarbone injury, the way he's favoring the area on his way off the ice. Very unfortunate for Carter Chadwick, very unfortunate for the Maroons. As Chadwick, 51 points in 47 games on the season. Has been a key part of their offense all season long. But they've got a lot of options to try and fill up the gaps when the gaps appear. And now we're back underway with the center ice draw. St. Thomas tries to get a pass up the right wing. It gets past Elchishin and rings around the boards, icing waved off as it's touched up by the Maroons. The crowd is trying to make some noise for their boys here. And now we got a fight in the St. Thomas zone. Bezzetta gets jumped. And these two are going to get separated in front, as it was Crawford who jumped Joey Bezzetta. Bezzetta still has a glove on. Not sure how much of that Joey Bezzetta knew about, but he still has a glove on at the end of the fight. Don't think he really fully got into it. And Bezzetta's going to head to the box. Crawford heads to the locker room. So we'll have to wait and see what the decision is on the referee. See if they say that Joey Bezzetta was a willing participant in that fight or not. It did not look like it to me. It kind of looked like one man trying to swing on another, and the other didn't want to take part in it. He was just trying to survive for the most part. And we'll see what hits the board as far as penalty minutes. But as stated, Bezzetta is in the box, and Crawford has gone into the locker room, which to me would indicate that Bezzetta would get a minor. And now Bezzetta's going to go. So now the referees will tell Joey Bezzetta to go to the locker room. So both participants will be ejected. Looks like Chase Pettipies is heading to the box to serve an additional penalty. So far, nothing's hit the board as far as power plays. The Stars will line up for an offensive zone draw. We're still waiting on the Maroons to send out their line. But all in all, it does look like It's going to remain 5-on-5. Chatham Maroons trying to communicate with the St. Thomas Stars, I think, from the stands. Or just with each other, not too sure what. There's a lot of yelling. So now Burke is going to be sent to the box for the Maroons. Burke and Pettipice are actually talking to each other between the boxes. But it's 5-on-5. Pardon me, it's not 5-on-5. The Stars have gotten a power play out of all that. All the confusion. I got to duck down to see the scoreboard, and now I see that the Stars are on the power play here. So a chance to tie it up here for St. Thomas if they can capitalize on the man advantage. And again, the Chatham Maroons have been one of the worst penalty-killing teams all year, league-wide. 19th place in a 23-team league. And the Stars are going to touch it up, and there goes a high stick, looks like. Just made contact with the puck, so just a stoppage in play. For a second, I thought it was a penalty. But face-off will be inside the St. Thomas zone as the puck was played with a high stick. So a defensive zone draw on the power play for St. Thomas. LaChance up against Alex Smith on the draw. Smith wins it over to Wyatt Cameron. Good hustle play from Cameron coming in off the wing to help that out. Smith pass to Legalick on the far side. Ello on Legalick, whips it down low in the corner. Ty Lawson, a pass out in front off a skate, and that'll go off the side of the goal. Cameron back to the blue line. Legalick, Miles Dunn. Dunn looks for a shot through traffic, tipped on, and a big save by DeBlassie. Rebound in the corner. Fought for behind the goal, whipped back out in front again, but it's found by LaChance. LaChance is going to head the other way, short-handed. Pass up to Zanuto, couldn't control the bouncing puck. Stars push it back forward to Ty Lawson in the zone. He'll pass back to the blue line, but nobody's there. Zanuto's going to pick it up in the neutral zone. He'll try and shot from the far wall. That's stopped by Dylan Durnall. Rebound went back to Zanuto, who misplayed it after the second chance. Now Alex Smith cuts to the middle. Shot, rebounds loose. DeBlassie pokes it out, and teammates will scramble it just as far as the red line as that's stopped up by Edmondson. Now picked up by Savage. He'll take a turn back in his own zone. Time winding down on the Stars power play. Savage goes down on a pressure play by Edwards, but he's bailed out by Miles Dunn. We'll pick up the puck. On the far side, a miscue there as a pass ahead to Dunn is picked off by the Maroons. Played out in front from Burke and stolen now by Crossman. Crossman up to Sutherland. Sutherland winds and fires it over the goal. Rebound off the backboards comes to the near side. In the neutral zone, Rory Savage will pick it up and head back into his own zone. Savage up the left wing, into the corner, takes a sharp angle shot and a stoppage in play as the goaltender deflects that up and out. 11:46 left in the third period. It's a one-goal game. Chatham 4, St. Thomas 3. It's been tight all night. Both teams have avoided falling too far back to come back. Stars had a 2-goal lead. Chatham had a 2-goal lead. And now it's 1. On the far side, McChesney against Monach. McChesney wins the draw. In his own zone, pass up the near side. Gets away from Burke. Priddle's trying to chase it down into the corner, but Gray's going to send it to the far side to Victor Moody. Moody gets shoved up against the wall by Priddle. Puck given away at the blue line on a pass out. Near side, shot missed by Dockstader. Chatham collects the puck again, but the pass back to the blue line is off target. Dockstader's going to have to chase it back in behind his goal and set up another exit. Up the far side, Genov throws it ahead, and Priddle will tip it deep into the zone. Wahoviak Around the boards to the near side, Ilchishin. Cooper Ilchishin, puck's tied up in his skates. He'll shake off a hit and walk it into the zone, but the Maroons grab possession. They'll flip it up the far wall, but nobody's there. And that will be an icing call. Ilchishin took a hit well away from the play again. On the near side, he's slow to get up. As he's not down, but he's keeled over on his way to the bench. A bit of a rough shot. Looks to be okay, though, as he just takes a seat on the bench. Maybe he'll just shake it off. There's a quick word with the trainers, but we'll have to see if Ilchishin heads back out there at some point. Didn't look too comfortable, that's for sure. Shot from the near side by Vahoviak. It's deflected off the backboard. And now Lawson trying to get it out in front of the net, but picked off by the Maroons. Burke, he'll shake off a hit at the blue line. Trying to get it ahead to Priddle. Priddle will cycle it back behind the net. Burke picks it back up. Looks for a pass out back to the point, but that gets away from Doyle. Now in behind the goal, picked up by Lacey. Lacey from the corner tries to get a pass out to Richter. Shot off the mask of Durnall on a pass out to the slot. Now a counterattack the other way. Miles Dunn thrown out in front off his teammate's stick, and another shot that goes through the crease. That had the goaltender beat. He didn't find the target. And on the near side, Durnall will clear it to the corner as his teammates try and scramble for the puck and get it out. And they do get it to neutral ice, but it's picked up by Aiden Doyle for the Maroons. As Chatham has possession. Pass back for Doyle as he'll head up the center. Poked off him. Now Reed Crossman trying to get a step on the left wing. Centering pass out in front. Picked off by Priddle. Near side. Pass out in front. Turned over, and a shot attempt by Crossman. He fanned on it as he wound up on the far side. Stars trying to capitalize there, and now Richter goes down on an offensive zone entry as he gets taken down by Matsos. Referees are going to call it against him, and Matsos is going to head to the box. Chatham will now get a power play to try and pull ahead back by 2, extend their lead. So it's a 1-goal game. Chatham with a power play. 9:16 left in this third period. The Stars got to kill this off to avoid going down by 2 again, with time winding down here in regulation. Puck collected by the Maroons. They head up center ice. McChesney flips it ahead to Zanuto. Tries a shot off his backhand. That sends over the net. Genov settles it down at the blue line. Pass off to Richter. Richter up the far wall down low to McChesney. Now receives it back. Does Richter. Richter on the far face-off circle will walk out to the blue line. Hands it off to McChesney, who steps forward. McChesney looking for a pass. He gets kept to the outside. Back for Genov at the blue line. Richter on the near side. Shot from distance. Deflected off a body in front. Clear attempt is kept in by Genov again. Genov shot, scores! Genov keeps it in at the blue line. Takes a few strides forward. And shoots it up and over the glove hand side on a sharp angle to find the top corner. And Chatham does take their 2-goal lead back. It's 5-3 with 8:16 left in the third. Chatham making the most of the power play on that occasion. And again, reclaim their 2-goal lead. They're now 1 for 5 on the power play. Near side, Edwards tries to chop it into the St. Thomas zone. Miles Dunn steals it, tries to pass ahead, but that'll be an icing call. And we'll head back in front of Dylan Durnall for the faceoff. Wyatt Cameron having some words with Burke on the way down to the St. Thomas end. Boy, this building can get loud. Again, a good turnout here for the Chatham Maroons fans who've been faithful all season. Their attendance has increased, not surprisingly, after their Sutherland Cup win last season. Rush in for St. Thomas. They can't get the pass off, though, as Dunn takes a hit. Puck is loose back behind the net. And Chatham heading forward will be caught offside on the near side. Cameron takes a shot up along the near wall from Priddle. And the referees are going to just separate them. Say shake it off. So looking at Chatham's average attendance last season, 699. Or pardon me, 627 last season, 699 this season. So an increase of about an average of 72 in their attendance after winning the Sutherland Cup last year. St. Thomas not too far behind, as last season actually had a better attendance than the Maroons, 640, and then this season 677. So an increase for the St. Thomas Stars fans at the Joe as well. Of course, be sure to come out for those home playoff games. It's going to be a great series. Next game will be Tuesday, and then Friday will be game 4. Those are the 2 guaranteed games. St. Thomas in the offensive zone. Vahoviak tries a shot that's blocked in front. Loose puck on the near corner. Will be sent back behind the net for Chatham. Jimenez, a shot. That's a blocker save for Durnall. As Jimenez got a good look there. Releasing a nice wrist shot, denied by Durnall. Now the Stars have counterattacked the other way. Whipped shot by Edmondson, that misses the target. Rebound collected off the near boards. LaChance pushing forward. Hands it off to Edwards. Centering pass. Pushing up is Jimenez. A shot. Pardon me, it was Krell pushing up to take the shot, but it's blocked in the end. Rebound back behind the net. Stars running out of time here. 6:20 left in this third period. They're down by 2. On the near boards. A fight for it. Stars are trying to get it back in the neutral zone. Legalic will collect and head back in his own end. Pass off to Gray. Gray tries a stretch pass up the middle. Takes a bounce off the blade of the stick. And now Chatham with possession. Pass to Krell on the far boards at the red line. He'll flick it down in deep behind the goal line. And behind the net of Dylan Durnall. As McChesney trying to chase down the puck and keep a forecheck to win the puck back. Does get a loose puck out in front, but Priddle whacks it wide. Near side, Eloan Legalic collects it. Legalic pass far side. Smith tried a shot. It hopped off his stick. Pass out in front. Scores! Smith finds Eloan Legalic, who cuts it back to 1. Eloan Legalic in the regular season had 3 goals and 3 assists in 4 games against Chatham. And now he'll find the back of the net again in the playoffs. Cut his team down to a 1-goal deficit. As the Stars give themselves a chance here with about 5.5 left in the third. They do need another, though, to tie it up. Zanudo would love to tack on one more for his Maroons as a sharp angle shot is stopped by Durnall. He'll keep it out and hang on to it, avoiding any rebounds squeaking out. The face-off will be on the near side. Face-off won by St. Thomas in their own zone. Maroons stole it back, but the pass up the middle was not a good one, and it exits out to the neutral zone. See Joey Bezzetta heading to sit with his billet family, and the Maroons are chirping at him. The fans, that is. On the near side. Out of the far boards, it's flicked out to the neutral zone by the Maroons. Stars trying to regain possession. Miles Dunn, a pass ahead to Lawson. Far side, Cameron, return pass, Dunn, shot, deflected off a leg in the near corner. Stars keep the offense going. Another loose puck sent out in front of the goal, but it's off the body of a defender into the far boards. Stars with a good forecheck here. Now the Maroons will get it out. As up the ice comes Aitken on the near side, drops it off for Burke, and he whistles a nice shot, but just wide. On the glove side, far post. Cameron trying to dangle through a couple Maroons to get into the zone, but it doesn't work. Now Doxter the other way. Nice poke check by Savage to deflect the shot. Bounced off the backboards into the side of the net as Durno had to make a scramble play to get it away from his goal. Now an icing call will be committed by the Stars, and we'll head back in front of Dylan Durno for the draw. With 3:53 left in the third period clock. St. Thomas has cut the lead down to 1 off a goal from Eloan Legalic. Can they tie this thing up before the end of regulation? Perhaps force an overtime. Richter on the outside inside the St. Thomas Stars zone. Back to Genov at the blue line. Shot from distance through traffic. Goes wide on the near post. Off the boards. It's collected. And now a scramble for it. The Stars will get it away from the corner and up the ice. Ty Lawson. He'll fire it hard off the end boards and go for a line change that was much needed for St. Thomas. Genov sends it back behind his net. He'll receive it back in the far corner and now ring it around the boards of his own zone. Out to Edwards in the neutral ice. Off the corner wall, Vahoviak will collect it as the Maroons go for a line change. Vahoviak back from Moody behind him. Moody fires it hard off the backboards. Stars try and turn on a forecheck here. The battle for it along the boards will now be sent to the far side. At the blue line, kept in, fired on by Vahoviak through traffic. That goes wide. Near side, Monick fires it back down low behind the goal line. Stars working it around in the offensive zone nicely, keeping the pressure on. A nice pass from the corner off Ilchishin, but nobody was there to capitalize on it. Blind backhand pass was right in front of DeBlassie. It was a juicy one. Vahoviak keeps it in again, fires it just wide of the goal. Rebound off the backboards. DeBlassie gets the paddle down on the far post. Don't know if he made the stop, but he had it covered as Cameron was trying to tuck it in on the far side off the rebound off the boards. Maroons with possession, trying to catch the Stars on a line change with a quick pass forward, but it's off target. And now cleared down the ice by the St. Thomas Stars, icing against them. Face-off will be in their zone. Under 2 minutes now. 1:53 left on the third period clock. 1 goal game. Will the Maroons hang on? Or will the Stars tie it up? Face-off on the far side, sent towards Durno off a scramble. Wraparound attempt on the near side. Stop, shot, scores off the rebound. The wraparound by Aitken was stopped by Durno, but the rebound popped right back out to him. And he fires it over the blocker hand shoulder and into the back of the net. 6-4 for the Maroons, who again trying to keep their home ice advantage with a win here at home. As stated, the Stars would need to win at least one here in this building if they want to win this series. Pass ahead to Legalic. Legalic trying to get a shot out in front. It's back to the blue line, but the shot towards the net was fanned on. Now another attempt is sent out in front of the goal. That's blocked. And now the Maroons will clear it down the ice as they just want to kill off the rest of this game. Take a 1-0 series lead. Far side, Richter. Good forecheck, keeps it in the St. Thomas zone. Now forces a turnover. Pass out in front for LaChance. Near side, shot from McChesney. Big save by Durno, who came out to cut off the angle and stuck out the blocker. Making another big save. Another nice pass from Richter on the near side this time, but the shot couldn't get sent on net. Far side, clear attempt by the Stars is stopped up by a bunch of bodies at the blue line. Now the puck's sent back to Moody. He'll give it away. Richter, backhand pass out in front. Smith couldn't get it away from the net. Now Moody's in a wrestling match behind his goal with two Chatham Maroons. Richter sends it out in front again. Genov finds the puck, hands it off to Richter. His pass out in front, deflected into the far corner. It'll be picked back up, sent out to Dockstader. Shot towards the goal, takes a deflection. Pass to the far post, shot stopped. And a defenseman is down on top of the puck as Vahoviak blocked it. He was down on his knees and found himself on top of the puck. Whistle's blown. And a hectic end to this hockey game. Now 13 seconds left. The Chatham Maroons have surely taken this 1-0 series lead here at home. But the Stars will be right back to it on Tuesday night at the Joe. They've had a tremendous home record this season, 15-8-2. And they've got to hold off the defending Sutherland Cup champs in the next one, as they find themselves down a game to start off this round one series. As the Chatham faithful salute their boys on a job well done in game one. And the St. Thomas Stars will head back home and try and defend home ice to avoid going down by 2 against the defending Sutherland Cup champs, the current Western Conference champions. It was always going to be a tough matchup when you're the 8th seed against the 1st. But what a battle in game one shown by the St. Thomas Stars. They were in it right until the end. And this is going to be one heck of a playoff series. Next game at the Joe. We'll see you there on Tuesday night, 7:30 puck drop. Be sure to stop by and say hello. Thank you for tuning in. Final score from the Chatham Memorial Arena. The Chatham Maroons 6, the St. Thomas Stars 4. And Chatham now has a 1-0 lead on the series. Thank you. I'm Phil Pimentel. Have a great night.